Welcome to Weather with J-Bug. On this episode of Weather with J-Bug, we're going to be looking at this jet stream because you can just see this big dip in the jet stream, which is going to cause cold air to go ahead and come down into these lower states, southern states, but also just make the United States cold in parts. So I'm going to go ahead so you can see. Sorry, I'm actually. So this is the jet stream right now. You can still see that dip that it's had, though it's not as bad as it's gonna get earlier. Well, as it's going to get, because it's gonna get a lot worse, which is gonna bring some cold weather. So, because this is gonna be more like this. It's gonna be bringing cold weather to these states over here, and really all of this area is gonna have some cold air being brought down by the jet stream. Sorry. Alright. So I'm gonna play it. So this is right now, tomorrow at 12 a.m. So six hours from now it says. This is 12 hours from now, which is going to be 6 a.m. in the morning tomorrow. Oh, and remember, this is on Central Time, so if you live in other, like Eastern, you're going to have to add an hour and make it, but this is in Central, just for everyone to know that. So this is 6 a.m. in the morning tomorrow. That dip really hasn't increased, I'd say, that much. Now, would I say it's gone higher up? Absolutely, because it's gone a lot higher up. But the dip really is the same. The dip might be the same, but it doesn't mean that the air going down into these states is gonna change. Because look at this. So look at all this white, blue. That is cold air. So you can see in Texas, there's gonna be a cold front. All of these states right here, cold front. And along the jet stream, it's gonna be cold too. So just anywhere like this, it's gonna. But I wouldn't say like it, cause you all know cold weather is expected up here, of course. But down here in the lower states, this cold weather isn't expected till later. So you can just see this dip in the jet stream is causing this just very cold air to come down into these lower and southern states down here, in the southern parts of the United States. Okay, so I'm gonna move it. Okay, this is 18 hours ahead. Tomorrow at 12 p.m. Central. Again, that dip isn't changing now, isn't changing much, but the air that it's bringing down is moving more south and south. So, because you can see, look at now, yeah. So now by 12 p.m. tomorrow, most of the Texas will be cold. It's gonna be cold there, big cold front. Except this western part, it's not going to be so cold for them yet. Say yet because it will get cold for them eventually, I think. Playing. This is 24 hours ahead. 24 hours ahead. Tomorrow at 6 p.m. So now the weather has started to move out. So it was in for those good 18 hours. So it came in and now it is leaving. So you can see most of that cold air is just exiting throughout the Gulf because you can see a lot of that cold air in that Gulf right here. You can just see and those arrows I think are wind. So that's just kind of, so the wind's going this way out into the east. That's where that air is exiting out. So that was then. Yeah, and it's still cold in all of these states. Cold front's still there. And you can see up here, there's a big area right here that it just becomes completely very cold. Because earlier, it wasn't like this. It was just like, I would say it was just like this. And now it's this whole thing. So it's getting colder up there. And really along the jet stream, see it's coming off right here. It's wind's moving up over here, so if you're it's gonna be cold up here, of course. Yeah. So cold if you're along this jet stream, then it's gonna be cold for you, of course. Okay, so moving to 30 hours ahead. This is, well, no, 2 days ahead. Monday, November 10th at 12 a.m. in the morning. That jet stream is dipping really far down by then. So you know it exited? It kind of exited into the Gulf. Well, now because it was like up here. Now it's moving down here. So this humongous dip in the jet stream is kind of crazy. Because at this time of the year, it's not supposed to be this slow. So it's kind of crazy that it did this slow. Still, and by this time, the Panhandle is mostly it's gonna be cold there, and like Houston, those in that area. Now in Western, of course, it's not. Central, it's not because it kind of exited, though it's still, I would say, that cold is still going to remaining there. And if it doesn't show in here. Now, this is November 10th, 6 a.m. in the morning. It is moving back in the Texas and Tennessee. It's just moving. Well, actually, the jet stream's getting bigger. It's enlarging, so it's pushing more air off to the sides. So that's causing it to include more area. So you can just see all of this area. And will it keep growing? I will have to see. This is 42 hours ahead, November 10th at 12 p.m. It's about the same. It's still dipping down, definitely. It's still it's getting larger in this way. And it's definitely dipping, which is causing more cold air to come into the southern and all. Because you can see, it's really. I need a the jet stream is down in these states. It's not supposed to be down here. The jet stream's supposed to be up here. So it's moved all the way down here into these southern states. So it's just kind of crazy. So like all the way down to Bottom, Florida, it's gonna be colder. There's gonna be a cold front, which is kind of crazy. There's a cold front all the way down there. It's kind of crazy what this jet stream is doing. 48 hours ahead. And see the jet stream. It's kind of left because I feel it's kind of leaving Texas now. It's kind of leaving, kind of moving more north now, but still is very low, very, very low. And now the jet stream has kind of deformed because, before the jet stream was all, it was all like this. It's not like that anymore. It's like, it's kind of deformed weirdly. Um, Now it's kind of like, um, this is the jet stream. This is the jet stream right here. It's not super big anymore, just this part. So it is kind of weirdly doing that weird movement. So keep moving. This is November 11th, and it just keeps moving east, 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 and south, south, south. So yeah, so just moving this way and moving south. Okay, this is again November 11th at 6 a.m. It still is majorly just moving um east. And yes, it is still going that south, so but it's being very weird. But it is moving out to the coast. The jet stream's kind of going away. So that cold front has left by November 11th. Though it's still the coldness might remain, but the cold front's gone. It's gonna be go back to about to normal temperatures, and you can see this part over here that comes in. So I'm just gonna wind this to a while. This is 90. This is 96 hours ahead. So now the jet stream is more formed again. It's again. It's more normal. So coming this way. So it's coming again out this way. And being normal, it's in the north. It's not all the way down here. So by Wednesday, the jet stream's going to be back to normal. It's going to be back to normal in the United States by Wednesday. There was just this there's this really there's just this weird jet stream thing happening where it's gonna move east and it's gonna get really south. So if you live over here and in the south, it's gonna get cold, so you might wanna get your jackets ready. It might come unexpected. It's gonna get really windy during the night and blow in all that cold air. It's gonna be really cold in the morning. But so going to weather right now. It is pretty. Now going to satellite, you can see. That doesn't really say anything. We have a weather system up here in that Indiana, Chicago, but all the way up here, northern Illinois, Indiana, this southern Wisconsin, the Great Lake, Southern Great Lake, some of Iowa. So pretty big storm over here. There's some small storms down here in South Carolina, one in North Carolina, one in Georgia. Small storms, but this storm right here is kind of big. This this is South Carolina, or let's just say Greenwood. All this area, it's a severe thunderstorm. Over here in this center, severe thunderstorm, severe thunderstorm. And everything else, there's this little weather system off New England, southern Canada over here. Nothing for the United States really, but they're saying that there is a weather system over there. So right now in the United States, pretty chill, nothing big happening, which is of course good. We don't want those big thingies, big weather systems. Always nice to have a nice. For most of the United States, it is clear skies. Oklahoma, it's going to be cloudy for you. Indiana, Illinois, storm system over there, so it's going to be cloudy. South Carolina, cloudy because of that storm system. New York, Pennsylvania, um, all that area is going to be cloudy. Some of New Mexico, South Dakota, all in the north. Though in the southern states, I have to say, it looks pretty nice. Washington, Oregon, cloudy for you. Well, I have to say, I think that wraps up on Weather of J-Bug. Hope you have a great rest of your weekend and have a great week. Bye.